Okay, so I'm out in my shed, and the purpose of this video is to go through how I built this CNC router. It's something that I've seen other people on YouTube do, but I wanted to build a CNC router like this myself for a very long time. So about a year ago, I finished it, but I didn't do a video literally, on how I basically got from the very beginning of the design, both kind of mechanically, both electrically, etc. So it started off with basically the design of the frame and so on. So it's made primarily out of pine beams and MDF, and the reason for that is the fact that this is only intended to cut basically MDF boards, maybe something like PVC, nylon, very low grade aluminium. So effectively you don't really need to go off and buy all these aluminium extrusions that you see a lot of people do. Just sticking with MDF and pine is fine, as an actual frame, because if you're not machining something that's very high end, your tolerances are fine. You can still get to within a tenth of a millimeter on something like this. It's no problem. Okay, so basically I have a cutting area of about, I'll open this door here. I have a cutting area of about 1.5 meters by 1.5 meters. So it's pretty much it's a decent sized machine. It takes up a certain amount of space, about an eighth of my shed. It's a big enough shed. So this is quite quite a big footprint, because it's like 2 meters by 2 meters. So the next thing then to give off is that I have, say for example, I have a spindle which is water cooled, and then I have rails which are called SBR rails, and basically I have ball screws literally being driven by stepper motors, and that's kind of the crux of it. A lot of people would have done research onto how a machine like this is put together. That's the fundamentals there. I have rails, I have 2 y-axes, 1 x-axis, then I have a z-axis here. As I said, this is a water cooled spindle. So that's a kind of a design that you'll see a lot of people use, something similar to it, and I'll bring the camera in just a moment. And basically I have on top of this machine, you'll see this kind of it's a blue, this is actually a lasering machine, so it's not actually attached to this guy at all, but what I have is a cooling system. So it's basically a pump, and the tubing is going down to the actual spindle itself. The spindle that's attached to this is intended to be able to run, say for example, for literally almost days at a time. So it was just, it's something that gets extremely hot, so it needs that cooling system, but it's tied into the laser there. Okay, so the next part that I just want to generally show is this electrical cabinet. So the way I have it is that I have a switch which literally provides power to the motors, etc. And then I have a separate kind of power input for a VSD. So within this control cabinet, I have motor drives. I also have a control board, and then I have, as I said, the VSD, and that's what actually powers the water cooled spindle. Also in this is literally power to the light, which can be turned on and off inside the machine itself. And then also there's a couple of other issues up here where basically power to the pump can be activated by a computer as well, and the electrical side is within this cabinet. Okay, so just behind me you'll see literally I have like a desk here, and then I have a PC underneath it, and the control software that I use for this is Mach 3, so I went for literally the basic that a lot of people use. So I have Mach 3 with a parallel port, and the PC that I got, effectively I got a very, very powerful PC for say a PC that would have been bought maybe about 2008, 2009. It's a 32-bit computer, you know, and it's very, very, you know, it's very, very decent. It's running XP, and the software that I use on that is Kanban. So that's effectively the overview of the system. The one thing I don't have on this is an extraction system for sawdust. This is primarily used for hobby use, so it's not it's not something that needs you know, a suction system. I may do that because I've really, really enjoyed doing this. You know, it's just primarily something that I want to put together for myself, to learn how to do it as much as anything else. You know, so I might do that, but I don't do enough cutting on it in order to warrant an extraction system. So yeah, that's the end of part one on this, and I think what I'm going to do next is I'm going to focus on the control cabinet, and basically how I did the wiring and that, and then I move through to the internal side, you know, and you'll see the design close up, and then basically we'll move on to the software itself.